everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den, and this week I would like to show you how I made this little box. It's a faceted box and I think it's just so cute. It's quite large in size. You would fit a couple of Ferrero Rochers or a nice ring or something to give to somebody, or just something nice that you would like to put in it. Some earrings, whatever. I'm going to use the bigger daisy for my next one because I just thought this one was a little bit too small, but that's just me. It's up to you. So I'm going to show you how to make this, and I'm going to show you what we need. So we're going to use the daisy lane here, and we're going to use this large daisy flower to stamp, and that's all the stamping we're going to do. We're not putting any gift tags or anything on it. You can do that if you wish. It's not really that hard to do. So that's what we're going to do for that. So let's pop that out of the way, and I'm going to be doing mine in Mango Melody. So I have some Mango Melody here and two small pieces of designer series paper, and they are from the Artisan pack. I can't remember what it's called now. Mental blank. I will put it into the directions down the bottom here, telling you what they are, and on the instruction sheet. So all we're going to need is actually along with those, and a scrap. So we're going to need a piece for the actual box, which measures 8.5 by 3 1/4. And for the lid, this measures, and it's a funny inches, it's 3 9/16, which is the tiny little mark between the 3 1/2 and the 3 5/8. So it's right between those two. But it's 3 9/16 by 3 9/16. And now I have two pieces of designer series paper that measure 1 7/8 square. So let's start with our bit of scoring. Sorry about the noise. It's garbage day out there today, and they're now running really late. Okay, so we're going to pop this piece in on the short side, and we're going to score this at 3/4 of an inch and 2 inches. So 3/4 of an inch and 2 inches. Now with the 3/4 of an inch piece, which you can't see very well, no, it's not very easy to see. With the 3/4 of an inch line at the top, up this end, we're going to score this down to that 3/4 inch mark at the 2 inch line, the 4 inches, the 6 inches, and the 8 inches. So we have that, and now we're going to turn it over and pop it back in so that the 2 inch line is at the top, and we're going to score this at 1 inch, 3 inches, down to that 2 inch mark only, 5 inches, and 7 inches. Oh, I forgot. When we get to the 8 inch mark, we're going to go all the way down. Sorry about that. So we've got our lines here on the 3/4 inch size at 2, 4, 6, and 8 all the way down. We're going to turn it over, and we're going to score it down to the 2 inch line at the 1, 3, 5, and 7. So that's all the scoring on that piece for the moment with the board. The other bit of scoring we're going to do is with our pencil and our stylus and our ruler. So what we're going to do is here, from this 2 inch mark here, we're going to score up to the 3/4 inch mark on the corner on an angle, and we're going to then score from that same 2 inch mark up to the score line on the other side. So this is at the 1 inch part, and then from the 3 inch we're going to go up to the top score line, and then to the other score line, the opposite side. And then from the 5 inch mark we're going to do the same again, scoring up to that will be the 4 inch line and the 6 inch line, and then scoring up to the 6 inch line and up to the 8 inch line. So we have all these score lines on our card. So that's the 3/4 inch score line here and the 2 inch score line here, and we have these so that the bottom of this triangle comes down to the 1, the 3, the 5 and the 7. Okay, so that's all the scoring we're going to do on that piece of card. We'll do the lid after. Excuse me, I forgot to bring my stylus over here for doing my bringing my bone folder over. Sorry about that. So we're going to do all our folding and burnishing now. So we're going to fold this top line, the 3/4 inch line, towards you. So we've got a valley fold, and we're going to burnish that down, and we're going to score, fold the 2 inch line the opposite way. So we have looking like a large mountain with a small valley. Okay, now we're going to fold our 1/2 inch line in the middle, and then very carefully we're going to just fold along all of these lines, these diagonal lines. This is just a tiny bit fiddly, but it's not really that hard. Oops, go. And the last one here. And then we're going to fold at these top lines, these 3/4 inch marks. So we have nice folds there. We can fold and we can burnish those score lines so we get nice square corners on that piece. But we're not going to fold the bottom ones because we're actually going to cut them. So we're going to cut up to the 2 inch mark, and we're going to just carefully notch in a tiny little bit on each side on all of these lines here. Oops, that one didn't go off very nicely. That's better. That's better. Excuse me, I've still got a croaky voice. And again on the last one. On this last one, we only need to notch in on the smaller end, not on the larger one. So what we're going to do next is we're actually going to fold this over and glue this down flat along that line there. So it's not something you can fold down flat on the table, so you have to do it in your hand, unfortunately. But we do need that tab on the bottom there as well. So let's pop that across there, and we have a nice folded line here. Square top, making sure it's nice and square all the way down, like so. So we have a nice square top here that looks a bit khaki at the moment because of the angle we're on. And we're going to then pop these into the bottom, and I'm going to pop the sides in first because this one's a bit strange looking. Oh no, I don't like that. I think I'm still going to pop that in first. So I'm going to pop one side in with a bit of glue on this one, on the first cut side, and I'm going to bring this one across so that it's nice and even. It's not easy to get it into that corner, but once we've got it in there, we have it in there. So we'll put some glue on this one and bring this one across on top. Let's move that one out of the way, and now we can push these down nice and tight on the bottom before we pop the other one in. That's not even square. There we go, square. And then we're going to, I'm just going to trim this one back a tiny bit, because I don't think I trimmed that one back quite as much anyway. There we go, and then we're going to pop some glue on the bottom of this one here, which will be the front of the box, and bring this one across on top. And we can pop that down nice and tightly, and we're going to pop one of our pieces of our designer series paper into the bottom, and that will cover up all the nice jiggity jaggedy looking bits in the bottom, which you can just see in there. So pop this one in here, and we have a nice bottom on in our box. Okay, so that's the bottom of our box done, and that's our box shape done. Let's go on to the lid. So with the lid, we're going to bring in our scoreboard again. Excuse me. And we're going to score this at 3/4 of an inch on all four sides. 3/4 of an inch all the way around our piece of card. Pop that out of the way, and then we will actually cut up and notch in on both ends, on both that one and this side. Turn it right around so that those notched ends are at the top now, and do exactly the same on the other end. I like to notch mine both on the same end. Some people go around and do one on each corner. I just think that it sits nicer. For me, it sits nicer if you would do it this way. So now we're going to fold and burnish all these score lines. And before we put it together, we will glue our piece of designer series paper onto the top of it. In the middle. With a nice splash of colour. So we're going to now glue our tabs down. So again, I like to put glue on all four of my tabs before I start, because otherwise it just seems to get a bit fiddly. And we're going to bring these in, making sure that they line up very nicely on the each corner. Oops. And stay stuck. Come on, glue down. There we go, nice and nicely. And the other two the same way. Making sure you've got them nice and square on each corner. Come on. And that's our lid that goes on our box like so. So why that one doesn't look like it's got enough glue on there, just put a little bit more glue in that little bit there. That's better. And while that's sticking, we will do our little bit of stamping for the top. So I have my Mango Melody, which is looking a bit dry. I think it is a bit dry. And we're going to stamp our flower 3 times. And there we have it. So I think I'm going to need to re-ink that. Now I'll tell you the size of this piece of paper, and I didn't. Let me turn it over so I've got inches, because I just find that easier in inches. This is a piece of card that's 5 by 5. So I've got that, and then I have my large daisy punch here, and I'm going to punch out these flowers. And there we go. Now while I'm putting my flower together, I'll just let everybody know, my mum is on the mend. She's now out of hospital. She's home, which is very good for her. 89 years of age, well, almost 89 years of age. She'll be 89 in 2 weeks' time. So on Easter Sunday. So, or actually I think it's Easter Saturday, the 3rd of next month. So we're popping these, just using my pad here, which I should have taken out of the thing, but just giving these a nice bit of dimension. Do all 3 of them one way and then the other way. You can do this on your hand. If you don't have a board, you can always do it on your hand. It will do exactly the same thing. And then we're going to turn them all over, and I like to do that so that they pop back the other way. That way they look like gerbras. Over the other way. Okay, so let's pop that out of the way. Let's bring these back in, and we're going to then just pop some glue onto these, and I'm going to glue all 3 together, and I'm really struggling today. There we go. One more onto that one. Come on, get in there. There we go, a beautiful gerber, and we're going to pop that gerber onto the lid with a bit more glue. Just pull the lid off so I can push it down nice and hard. And then I have a nice, now I put a small gem in there. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use the small one or these large ones. I think I might use one of these large ones. These are not Stampin' Up product. They're just ones that I picked up from the local craft shop. So, as I say, but I just thought they looked gorgeous, and yep, I think that looks absolutely gorgeous. What do you think? I think it's absolutely lovely. I've enjoyed making that. I hope you've enjoyed my little project this week and my little box, which is just so gorgeous, so easy to make. You don't need a board to do this on or anything. So, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up if you have. Please subscribe so that you don't miss any other projects that I do. And for the written tutorial, head over to Di's Den for Stamping, Crafting and Tutorial on our Facebook group, and you will find the instructions. I talk in inches, but on my instruction sheet it said both inches and metric. So if you've enjoyed today, I'd like to see you there, and thank you again. Bye for now.